This is genius.
This is Joe Rogan, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowmen.
I've never seen so many mullets in my life.
No, it's just about feeling good.
You had more chins than a Chinese phone book for a while.
Man.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. He said, Goonies never say die. We're going.
We got this.
All right.
I was pulling the trigger, but the safety was on.
I just Randy Black Eagle.
That's it. Boom.
That's my.
That's how we roll. Just drop the mic and walk away.
It could. Me and Brian versus you two. We'll go up Green Mountain. We'll do the dart system and the 3D course.
Well, the third
I'd
one
love
has
to.
to be, okay, we'll play your game in the mountain. Then you come in the octagon with us.
That's true. Getting hit in the face cannot be fun, dude.
What about me?
I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the world.
You're pretty too, except
What
you
about
could
Luke?
floss teeth with a
You
550
stealing my
cord.
line. You could. That's what I was saying. You floss your teeth with 550 cord. I've known Luke since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
Still in diapers?
No
What?
diapers,
He
yeah.
looked more like
I was out
Master.
shooting him with
He
my
looked more like what?
He looked more like Master Splinter back then than he does now. I'm not sure.
That's a good one. Now I'll give you props on that one.
Is that all you got? And I'm thinking, yeah. And you took it like a man. You're still standing. I'm getting home. And I'm an overly honest guy when you start to talk about
Overly
it.
honest.
Not
one.
really.
I look.
I'll take it.
You'll step up to the challenge.
The Gritty
He'll sign
girls
the
are going down.
contract.
The Gritty girls are going down, okay?
All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Bowmen podcast. We are here in Indianapolis at the ATA show with Chad Mendes and Luke Blah.
Luke Caudillo.
Luke Caudillo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Cadillo.
Cadillo.
The white man says Cadillo. I say Caudillo.
I can't roll the R's.
Caudillo.
And basically, we're going to. So there has been a gauntlet thrown down. There is a challenge that has been issued to the Gritty Bowmen.
No. Let's not get carried away.
See, go.
Whoa. I'm feeling some backpedaling here, Snyder.
No, I mean challenge accepted. Period.
You're the one that did the challenge. We didn't throw it out.
Now it's untrue.
Hey, I have the text. You said to text. It was like, hey,
I said, let's go shoot. He goes, yeah, we should make a competition of it.
that is
really?
not how
Okay.
that went down.
Does Dillashaw know about this?
No.
He doesn't even know yet. He doesn't even know
I
yet.
just spoke my 2 cents in.
Oh shit!
So, Luke, you're with Gladiators Unleashed.
Yep.
For folks who don't know about that, tell us a little bit about that real quick.
It's,
Don't take like 15 minutes.
No,
Let's
I was
keep
about
this.
30. 30?
I thought we were, 30 minutes.
It's just, I'm a former fighter, and now I'm into the outdoors, and I just kind of like Chad, I love to be in the outdoors, and now I'm taking fighters out. Some of my teammates, guys that's never even been in the outdoors, introducing that to them, and pretty much taking that badass guy in the ring and showing them really how big of a pussy they are in the outdoors. It's been a roller coaster with a few of these guys, man. It's been fun, but I'm looking forward to continue this, this adventure.
We did a New Zealand hunt this last year
Uh-huh.
and went and hunted with this guy and the whole crew, and it was an adventure,
It's
man.
definitely way different when you have a camera and everything in front of you. I mean, everything goes wrong. And it's crazy.
It was me, him, TJ Dillashaw, and Lorenzo Sartini. He's one of the Go Hunt guys.
Yeah.
And man, it was interesting at times. I mean, there was arrows flinging everywhere. I mean, I think I ended up using all my. I think I brought a dozen, and I went through all of them.
Yeah.
And Lorenzo at that point, we had to take his weapons away from him. he couldn't stop getting out there and hunting. So it was fun.
I don't even know what his taxidermy deal was going to be, but it was crazy.
So Chad, you're not really Plano Synergy. That's how you got in.
Well, I do some work with Plano.
Okay.
Yeah, they I've done some signings and stuff for them.
Got it.
But my good buddy JT Harden does a lot of stuff for him as well. So.
But you've got your Instagram thing going and your YouTube, and you went hunting with Eric Chesser this year, and I followed your hunts down there, and that was just cool stuff.
Man, it was awesome. That Utah hunt was one of the most mentally, physically taxing. Not so much physically. I mean, it's not like we were hiking,
Right.
tons of miles in, but it mentally just. I mean, I think the first 5 days we didn't even see an elk. And we're getting up, 4 a.m., going out there hunting. My dad and my pops was with us. And, I'm trying to get him on some elk. Eric's looking. Obviously, I'm looking.
Right.
And we're not seeing
Didn't look like it was going to happen.
No,
dude.
not at all. And luckily, we got a couple tips from locals in town one morning. We were just, like, super frustrated and just defeated. And we're sitting there and, like, man, we had a buddy that killed a bull on some cows that were hot. And those cows are sticking around that area. And we're like, man. So Eric went out there right after we left, paid the bill. He goes straight out there. It's like 2 p.m. He's just going to walk the perimeter just to see where we can and can't hunt.
Yeah.
Boom, this big 6-point stands up with those cows, and he hammers it. And he gets on the phone. He's like, I finally got one.
He didn't hit record for that.
No.
It broke my heart, but it was like right afterward.
Oh, it happened so fast.
He didn't have time.
He wasn't even planning on really seeing much. It was midday, And that, sometimes
that's
just
how it goes.
Happens. Yeah. So, and I ended up killing my bull in that exact same area.
Really?
I think 2 days, a day and a half later. Same spot, maybe 100 yards from where he killed his. So the cows were just sticking there, and they were hot. So they were just pulling all the bulls in the area in. So it ended up being a good hunt.
Nice. Well, how do you guys know Aron?
Chad doesn't know me at all.
I don't. I follow this guy on social media. I get the pleasure of watching this dude smoke things with his bow all the time. So it's pretty much it.
I think we met maybe at the Western Hunt Expo or something last year. Maybe, yeah.
I think we recorded like a 10-minute podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Up there.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
I've known Luke since he was a little kid.
Yeah.
Still in diapers?
What?
He looked more like
I was out
Master.
shooting him with
He
my
looked more like what?
He looked more like Master Splinter back then than he does now. I'm not sure the percentage.
I was out shooting him back then when I was a baby too. So I mean,
No, that is not true. I was with him and a couple of his MMA buddies, and then some dude who had man boobs. Who was that other guy?
Ian, remember?
Did he say man boobs?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Ian. He had moves, and he wore a real tight shirt. I was like, dude, you got
Like a compression one. I was like, man, what are you wearing?
And then one of your guys, Ian Berg.
Yeah, his sight broke.
His sight broke. It was a show from the get go. Like they were like dropping like flies all over the 3D course. And Luke the whole time is just talking the whole time, which is you generally do that.
Yeah, he's
no
good at
matter
that.
what.
Yeah, it's fun. Makes it fun and interesting.
I like that myself. I can't.
Aaron
handle
does it too.
Like, he's not an angel.
Oh,
so
no.
Don't get it twisted. Like,
Oh, it's horrible.
I like to give it back to him. That's
on the
what's
on the
what's
3D
this-
course especially. I'm
so-
talking like it's my job.
Yeah. So what's the story like with these guys that are tough in the ring but not tough in the mountain?
Well,
What
like,
happens?
Even like me, like this guy's a freak, he is, and
It's part Billy Goat.
yeah, he's just nuts. Like I watch him load up his pack, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
A 100-pound pack.
Yeah,
In the
and I'm
snow.
like, what is wrong with you? But and I take these guys out. Like let's take Justin Gaethje out. I took him elk hunting for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got him a shelter, and everything. And I'm like, little
This
air
ain't the
mattress.
Ritz.
Yeah, right. But it really is. It's nice to me. And we get in there and we pack in about 2 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're almost. It's peak week. You're almost fighting, dude.
Right.
Come on, let's go. And he's all
dying.
like, yeah, man. I gotta save my legs though. And I'm like, no, you're fine. Let's go. So we get to Spike Camp. We go glassing for that night. And he's like, dude, how far are we gonna go all the way up there to Glass? And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're halfway up the mountain. And I'm like, he's just like the biggest complainer, right? Well, that night we're glassing. I just said, I start calling. And by all means, I'm not gonna do any filming for Primos for my calling. Believe me, I'm not that good. So I call and Cal call, and next thing we know, we got this bull coming out, and I'm like, dude, let's go put a move on it.
Yeah.
He's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, it's on the other one. Let's go. And anyways, so we got the bull. We got him a shot, but that night. He was like, dude, I can't stay here another night, dude. I got cold. My pack's heavy.
Sissy.
Yeah, right? Like I was
like Joe Rogan went with Ranilla on a couple hunts,
Correct.
and he went with Cam, and he's kind of made it clear, like, he prefers not Prince of Wales Island. He prefers sunshine, warmer weather, and a more comfortable bed.
Yep.
Well, he still wants to hunt, but he doesn't want to suffer that much.
Yep.
Who is this for Noah?
Rogan.
No.
Oh, Rogan. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like with backpack hunting, which is what we did quite a bit. That's all I do, really. Yeah. I mean, you have to like to suffer quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
It blows, especially when you get on the hard ones. That hunt with Phil on his sheep hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil's tough, and you
Dude,
could just see. And I'm a fat guy, right? And I could just see in his eyes. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna make it. I mean, he made it. He did fine, but we had to go back in.
So Aron and Frank the Tank and myself we're shooting bows at No Limits at Phil Mendoza's shop. We're shooting that
Simulator.
Dart
thing where the different critters pop up and
Techno hunt.
the techno hunt kind of thing. We're
But you see
shooting
my
that.
plaque up there, right? You saw my plaque
Well,
up there.
I never did. No, I didn't
It
notice that.
says Luke Dill, #1 shooter.
You know,
No Limits Archery.
I don't know.
I mean,
I think
give it right there.
I think Gritty Bowmen and Gladiators are going to go head to head
Yeah,
on the
they
Techno
are.
shoot,
Damn, I want to come do this.
Yeah.
and you're
way
going to
fun.
get
You guys need
your
to give me a date, and I'll fly in.
Yeah.
you're going to get your asses kicked.
Dog, dude, I seen these guys shoot. I shot with Frank. I beat Frank.
I beat Frank too. That's not saying much.
I'm just whoever is on my team. I'll just say now is probably going to lose, or maybe not. Who knows?
Dude, I am a wicked shot at 20 yards.
I know,
I mean,
me
it's
too.
flat out.
Me too. If it was like 40, 50, I'm not going
So
to be
this
bragging. 20 yards, I got it.
I hunt
Dude.
the whole season with the recurve, right? With Brian.
Yeah.
He's never seen me shoot a compound. The first day I'm with the compound, or those
Dude.
groups,
Stupid.
90
Arrows-
yards. He looks at me. He's like, "Why'd you shoot a recurve?" Because he didn't know I could shoot.
Dude.
Yeah, he can.
And I haven't seen you shoot. I gotta
Oh.
see you shoot because most guys have what Aron
I'm
has
a-
demonstrated.
I've
I'm
seen
like
him shoot.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
You have that Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah, he does.
You sneak up
He's
on the
got
trigger.
full hand, man. He's got the
whack.
yeah.
It's deadly. It's deadly. When
It's
I
like-
got 12 arrows in my
When the
quiver.
pin hits, the hand hammers.
Oh yeah.
All I'm saying is I got chosen
Yes,
to do this.
Yes.
And I will. I'll take it.
you'll step up to the challenge.
The gritty
He'll sign
girls
the
are going down.
contract.
The gritty girls are going down, okay?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, how does being a fighter and stuff? How does that translate at all into the hunting and being successful in the hunting space? Like, how does that help you? Have you noticed, like among your peers and yourself?
It's a mental toughness, you know. I mean, it's like anything, you know. I think, you know, being in a 5-round fight, you know, checking vouch for this, and I mean, it's a mental game, like anything. I mean, there's days where you go out there and I hike my butt off, and I don't see nothing, or I don't, and it's mentally trained. Like I've been out there, and like even now, when you put a camera guy in front of you and stuff like that, and making all kinds of noise and.
Oh, that's so
It's
frustrating.
the worst, dude. You know, and I'm like, I'm trying to get this thing. I'm like, we can recreate that. Hey, let's go. Let's get this happening.
That was the story of our life in New Zealand.
right.
It's like,
I'm like, oh, who did I got here?
Yeah, we'll
Who did I
recreate
got?
that later.
Which they're no longer with us.
Are
so
they?
thank-
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That was-
I didn't want to say too much.
Yeah,
'cause I
no, they
wasn't
long
sure,
gone,
but-
baby.
Oh man, that was
Aaron liked them
that was
too.
a nightmare.
Oh, they came
Oh,
in my
God.
office, and I'm an overly honest guy when you start to talk about
Overly honest.
Not really.
I look at him like, Luke, I'm going to give you money because I like you. I don't like that guy at all. And
That should have been the first thing.
Nobody liked that guy.
Nobody.
Oh yeah, I felt bad too because after the New Zealand hunt, like towards the end of it, I think he realized nobody liked him, and he like started apologizing and stuff, and I'm like, all right, man, I feel bad, but you're just a d-. But
Yeah. When we get back home, bye.
yeah,
oh, man.
That hunting partners are tough, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I think the fight game goes well and
Yeah.
hand to hand. But I mean,
Is there a theme among MMA guys and stuff that are like out there hunting? Are they all kind of in general more aggressive on the hunt, or does that have nothing
maybe
to do
I'm
with
a little
it?
bit too aggressive. That's why I blow a lot.
So is Aron,
You know?
and he likes to fight too. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I only fight with my wife now.
Yeah, right?
dude, I'm engaged right now. I think I went on like 20 different trips this year. She's about to snip me.
Here's one which I can't believe we're announcing on this podcast. I broke up with my girlfriend who's now she filed for divorce under common law marriage. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh,
so
no.
I don't want to hear you crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard rumors, but I didn't know that was actually a real thing.
It's a real thing. I'm going to court. Yeah, you can believe that.
That's
Yeah.
not very cool at all.
No, it's not very cool at all. So those of you hunting out there, if your girlfriend threatens, it could be a problem.
Listen, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
man.
Lord.
Seriously, I imagine mental toughness has got to be a strong asset.
Yeah. I mean, being a fighter, you're getting punched, kneed, kicked, elbowed in the face, which is never a fun thing. But
Yeah.
you got to learn to push through that. I mean, it's something we have to do. But
Dude,
that
you guys
moment
all
when-
kind of have like messed up noses and ears.
and I've broken my nose probably 8 different times. I mean, I can barely even breathe out of this thing anymore.
Right now, I'm glad I got like.
Oh, this is another horrible story, right? So all these back here are gone. So I have a partial.
Yeah.
So I sold my car to a friend, and his wife is driving it. And she texts me, "I have something to ask you." And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." I thought it was serious. And she's like, "Do you want these back?" It was my teeth. They were in the center console. I was like, for most of my friends, we all have those from whatever. But yeah, I got hit hard and knocked them all out. And I was like, okay, I'm embarrassed now.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Well, you've ripped your bicep then down there.
Yeah. I tore my bicep wakeboarding. That was the summer before I even went to college.
Yeah.
And I just got caught in the rope. I went to do a front flip. Handle's a triangle. And my feet were above my head, so I went to dive back in the water. Well, that triangle had already hit the water, and my arm just happened to go right through that. And it went up into my armpit, and the boat just kept going forward and just ripped it. It popped. And it was balled up right here.
Yeah, I say mine. I hardly got mine balled up here.
Yeah, most
So-
people's, I think it does rip here.
What's super clean here?
Yeah.
Like you don't get the scar. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It
yeah.
rolled up and they drilled a hole or
You just have
whatever.
a shoulder up here, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you did that when I armbarred you, right?
Yeah, that's funny. Like, Splinter, get the hell off me!
He was babysitting me, and I was like,
Oh Lord, have either of you guys had any other major injuries?
no, not yet. I mean, my wife thinks I can't spell very good. I mean, but I could do that anyways.
That's probably normal, though.
Yeah, it's normal. So
I've torn my knees. I've torn this. I broke my hand. I got a plate with 8 screws in it here. I broke this on Connor's head, but I didn't have to do anything. It just went back to normal.
That's funny. See,
Broke my
Just,
foot.
just doing my job.
I've got
Yep.
the rod and
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah, I
one,
see
and
it.
I've got issues back here too. And to the point now, though,
that might affect your shooting
I tell you-
against me.
He's
I
still
don't want
running his
excuses.
mouth.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want excuses.
when a storm comes in, I'm like, I can feel it in my
Yeah.
hands and stuff. And my
Ache.
grip strength's gone down.
And
a
the
little
storm
bit.
is coming, Luke.
He's like, you must be getting a storm.
I mean, it's like, I don't even know what to say. He's going to get his ass beat so bad, I don't even know how to reply.
See, the key here is I got secret weapons. I'm going to give him the biggest Charlie horse in the arm before he picks up. He ain't going to be able to hold it.
Oh man, that's funny.
So, Chad, what do you, now that you've been out there hunting, did you hunt like your whole life, or was this like something new you got into later in life?
No, I've been hunting my whole life. It's just, I guess not a lot of people really knew it, but I started probably, I bet I was 5 or 6, just following my dad. We grew up Central California, so we grew up in the Sierras hunting blacktail.
Got it.
And I just would follow him through the woods and yeah.
I'm not worth a selfie, so I can't promise anything.
But yeah, so I grew up doing that, and then once I was legally allowed to hunt and I was old enough, I got my first deer ever was an archery deer, and shot my first blacktail. I think I was 12, and was hooked. I mean,
Yeah.
and I've just been obsessed with it since. So
Smile, Aaron.
yeah,
So,
Selfie game.
no doubt. We're
strong.
working on it.
It's strong.
It's peanut butter selfie.
Technically,
time.
this is
rubbing
not a
off on you.
selfie.
It's not. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's a wee offie. Oh, Greg's gonna be pissed.
Uh-oh.
We may need your
Such
two help.
That's a big dude.
I know, right?
He's giant.
Where's Bam-Bam, man? They're about to bag him about the same size, man.
Big Papa Pump.
Oh, man. So you hunted your whole life, and then
Yep.
and then now, you're getting into this space. What is your goal? Like,
Man, my goal was to just make some kind of splash in the outdoor industry. I wanted to make a name for myself. I want, when people see Chad Mendes, they hear Chad Mendes, they not only know me as a fighter, but know me as an avid outdoorsman and a big hunter,
yeah,
and I've put a lot of time this year into growing my business. We talked about it last time, Fins and Feathers.
yeah.
We had a tremendous year this year, or for 2016, and we just launched our 2017 schedule, and we've been doing well. So fingers crossed that keeps going the way it has. And for me, man, I've just had so many amazing hunts this year and just been truly blessed with luck. And, I just had a hell of a season.
It's Fins and Feathers. They can find you on Instagram.
Yep.
You got a website.
Yep, it's finsandfeathers.com, and Fins and Feathers is both spelled with a Z. Fins and Feathers. So,
that's a fighter in him.
Now,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
It's his spelling is
Luke,
That's my.
The Z.
gladiators are
gladiators.
gladiators
Unleashed.
are weak.
Oh,
The gritty girls. Listen to this.
You can find out on PBS right before Bob Ross.
Oh, I love Bob Ross.
Pretty tree.
transitioning out of from MMA into hunting, how's that been?
Oh, man, it's been fine. I mean, I'm not done with MMA. I'm still.
Yeah.
I probably still have 4 to 5 years, I bet, left to compete in. But, we can't fight forever. So for me, it was about
Is
building.
Luke washed up?
Kind of. He's totally washed up. But
I don't have no desire. I mean, I'm around it all the time, so I don't really miss it.
yeah,
But
and that's the thing. When you lose that hunger for it, this isn't something that you can kind of half-ass. Like, it's like you go into a job that you don't like, you sit behind the desk and you punch numbers, whatever. It's like one thing. But if you're half-assing a job like this, you're going to get knocked out. You're going to get seriously injured. So, I mean, it's smart. When you don't feel that anymore, I think, some of these guys that try to hang on too long, they get seriously injured, and it's just not smart to do. But
you worry about that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I still have the hunger. I want to compete. I'm actually competing in a grappling contest, Submission Underground, up in Oregon the end of this month. It's Chael Sonnen's, what he's doing up there. John Jones just grappled Dan Henderson.
Yep.
It's in the octagon, so it'll feel like a fight, which is cool. So you're still getting that competition feel. And
but not getting knocked in the head.
Yeah, exactly. Without getting punched and kneed and all that stuff. So I definitely want to let I had my last 2 fights were pretty tough fights for me, and my head took some damage. So, you got to be smart about that. Some of these guys that just keep getting knocked out over and over and over again, I mean, these guys aren't going to be able to talk when they're 50.
Right.
And, I have too many things to look forward to in this life. And
you got to manage that.
Yeah, I love hunting. I love fishing. I love the outdoors. And, I want to have a family, and I want to be able to spend time with them. So I'm taking some time. I just want to let my head and my body heal up and just doing all the outdoor stuff.
Is that more popular than it was, like, to do, grappling rather than all the punching?
I think so. Like, I grew up as a wrestler. I started when I was 5, and basically I've done that my entire life. And you still get some head damage sometimes. I mean, I've headbutted and knocked people out just headbutting on accident, and broken my nose. And so you still get some bumps and bruises from it, but it's definitely a lot less. I'd say a lot less damage.
I have a face I want. I like to
That's
think
your moneymaker.
Yeah, it's like I want it to stay, somewhat visually pleasing. You look handsome. Not saying you don't. But yeah,
thanks, bro.
Getting hit in the face cannot be fun, dude.
what about me?
I mean, it's not my favorite thing in the world.
You're pretty too, except
What
you
about
could
Luke?
floss teeth with a
You
550
stealing my
cord.
line. You could. That's what I was saying. You floss your teeth with 550 cord.
Oh,
what was your toughest fight?
Probably Aldo. Jose Aldo. The second time I fought him, it was just a 5-round war, man. I probably took about 15 years off my life from that fight. But
It was a great fight.
it was insane. We got Fight of the Year in 2015. It was unreal. Was that 15? Maybe that was 14. I knocked the memory out of my head. I don't know.
Too many bumps in you.
But it was
memory
a tough
does
fight, man. That was the most pain I think I've ever been in my entire life. That night I got back after doing the press conference and all this stuff. I don't think I got back to my hotel room until about 6 in the morning there in Brazil. And sun was coming up, and I just lost the fight. My shins, my feet look like just tree trunks. Like they're swollen. I couldn't even step on my feet just from throwing so many kicks and hitting shin to shin and checking kicks. My knees were just all swollen and just hurt like hell. And I couldn't even sleep that night. Like I had to put my feet up on pillows to try to get some of the swelling out because they were in so many. Like it felt like if you would have touched them with a pin, they would have just exploded. Yeah. They were so tight. And I got dropped a couple times in that fight, and you're not supposed to really take a lot of painkillers or anything like that after.
Right.
They say it could be dangerous. So I'm in Brazil. I can't even read what I'm taking anyway. So I didn't want to take anything. So I'm just sitting there trying to tough out all the pain, and it was miserable. Didn't sleep at all. But the flight home was not very fun either.
No,
Sitting on that plane just like in a crunched little little seat. But
It would be better had you won.
yeah, I know.
Probably
It
would've
would
hurt
have been a lot.
less.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better
Come on,
if I
you
would have
loser.
won. But
What the hell?
That fight
know.
was super close too, wasn't it?
yeah, it was real close. Man, just sucks. That fight was actually supposed to be in L.A., which I was really pushing for. I'd lost to him once before I fought for the title.
Right.
The rematch was supposed to be in L.A., and like a couple weeks out from the fight, he got injured, and it got pushed back to Brazil.
That's
so
right.
Weird.
I was like, man, this is stupid. And
Did that affect you in the fight at all? You think mentally being
I don't
pissed?
know. Maybe. I mean, not so much being pissed, but there's just a lot of things that go into it. Like flying all the way over there, like the food there is like making weight is so difficult because everything. Don't get me wrong, it tastes amazing, but it's full of sodium. Like all beans, all rice, all red meat, and it's like what I love to eat, but it's hard to cut weight eating all that stuff, And so you're just killing yourself.
Looks like Luke eats a lot of that.
That's my toughest fight right now.
The biggest battle.
Ever since I've been retired, is fighting the table food. I'm like,
Working on your dad bod.
Yeah,
Just getting it
exactly.
going,
That's
yeah.
easy. That's an easy bod to get, honestly.
Oh Lord.
Body by Luke.
Oh, man.
Oh Lord. I don't think I have anything to add on the Body by Luke deal.
Full body programs showing you how to eat with 2 hands.
Donuts
and
and
everything. It's good.
cupcakes and
Oh,
And I don't miss
chicken
that
fried
part
steak.
in the fight game at all. I don't miss dieting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wrestled just like Chad, and I did, and I went straight into MMA. That's why, like, people are like, man, don't you miss it? I was like, no. When I miss it, I'll just spar with the guys, and I'm good for a month. You know what I mean? Like,
What weight did you fight at?
155.
55. So
Yeah,
you were
I
probably cutting, what, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's not
was
fun,
walking
man.
around 175 or so, and I only gained like 10 pounds, so I'm still around 170.
That's funny. Yeah, right. Well, I wrestled
Like
at
90.
heavyweight in high school, so I never had to cut weight.
Nice.
And I mean, I was wrestling big fat kids. It was great because I was
Way
Well, you were
quicker.
big, dude. I saw pictures.
as a kid, as a high school kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was,
Before, I saw the transformation.
The neck,
you mean
the no
when
neck
I was
one?
fat or when I was huge?
Yeah, I mean, you were, pleasantly plump.
Oh yeah, so it was weird. I got out of the army.
You
and,
know what he looked like? His Fantastic Four?
I got
the
fat,
stone
but-
guy,
yeah. Then
but
I-
without the
I
stone.
got roided out. I mean, just
Yeah, he
like
was
competitive powerlifting.
Uh-huh.
And 270.
Holy
I
crap.
run 200 pounds now.
Oh,
And,
270?
I mean, there was
How tall are you?
6 foot, 6'1". I'd go into
You got to see the picture.
I need to see this, yeah.
I'd grab 180-pound dumbbells, no spotter, make sure everybody's watching, go on the incline bench and like, yeah, bitch, I don't have a spotter. Can you do this?
To make sure you're yelling in between each one so everyone's looking
And
over.
then drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely no need to do any of that, but
Yeah.
I'd do it anyway. But
Yeah, why not?
but no, in high school, whatever. I mean, 6'1" and 230. I'm wrestling big fat kids that are like 280, whatever.
You're probably way
270.
quicker than them, though, huh?
Well, that's what I just crushed guys, and then. But I guess what I'm getting at, and then
Aaron's way quicker than I thought he was.
I'm fast for a fat guy.
Really?
I'm quick.
What do you mean? Up the mountain, he's always
Period.
fast.
Fast
Yeah.
like that, or when he like sucker punches your stomach or whatever. It's
Oh, yeah,
fast.
yeah.
But it's like
Keep you
anything.
on your toes.
Yeah.
Like, because I fought not at the level you guys are at, but I fought quite a bit, and then you fight a real fighter, and you're like, let's see, do I want to work my ass off to not get beat, or do I just kind of,
Do I want to beat up?
Yeah.
Do I want to beat up people that don't know how to fight?
Yeah, because when you know how to fight and you go to a bar, you're gonna win.
happen.
Yeah, you're gonna
Like
win.
that.
But then you go to a fight and then you fight a guy at the bar that knows what he's doing and he's there for the same reason. You're like, that didn't work out like a plan. I hit a guy in Oregon so hard with everything I had, and he was like, "Is that all you got?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah." And you took it like a man. You're still standing. I'm getting home. I'm
Here's a
leaving. Yeah. I was like, somebody break this up, please come. Oh Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
It's just hard on the body. I don't wish it on you guys. I mean, now. I mean, how old are you?
31.
Yeah, and
36.
I'm 40. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Everything's starting to catch up, and so like not horribly, but enough to know. I look back, like even dumb things when you get pissed and you hit a wall, right? Like
Your hand breaks a lot easier than it used to.
Yeah, well, even when you were younger, when you were hit a wall and all these stupid things you do when you're younger.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, why? Why did I do that? Or whatever. Like, did I really need to get in that
Testosterone.
last street fight for absolutely no reason because the guy cut me off in the car? And now I can't hardly grip a beer bottle.
Or
Yeah.
the same thing where I'm thinking is, why does Aaron throw 100 pounds in his back and beat everybody up on the mountain up there?
Dude, have you hiked with him yet at
Dude,
Red Rocks?
I
or
know,
everything?
but
Like, dude.
I done his, what is it, Green Mountain?
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm just like, how does he
I
do
know,
it so
dude.
fast?
Fred Bone
Fred's a monster.
He is. Is it N or 8M? I always forget.
BOHM, bomb.
Bomb.
He was a big wall climber. And
he gives you a run for your money.
Forearms.
He shakes your hand. You're like, would you milk cows for a living? And we call him the panty dropper. Actually, it's kind of funny. He pulled his shirt off at the trailhead, and he's got veins down his chest, veins down his abs, everything.
No.
And Paul was
0%
like,
body fat.
you need to put your shirt on. I can hear underwear dropping everywhere. All the ladies. But he can go. I mean,
hate that effect I have on women, too.
Give you an idea. We do
run.
Happy.
4 mile an hour pace at 1,000 foot in a mile elevation gain. So we're going about as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the speed that, Fred is just a monster. I think he could have beat me the other day. He was having a normal conversation as he was by me. I'm thinking, don't make me talk.
Yeah.
Don't make me talk. But that's fun.
Yeah, but I don't see many people give Aaron. If you're going to compete, you should really come down. If you want to be a real hunter and a real man, show up at the Green Mountain.
We should. That could be it. It could. Me and Brian versus you two. We'll go up Green Mountain. We'll do the dart system and the 3D course.
Well, the third one has to be okay. We'll play your game in the mountain. Then you come into the octagon with us.
I agree 100%, but I personally, I'm just going to take the loss.
Yeah.
Right. Just wave the white flag.
That's kind of how I feel about doing Green Mountain.
I'm not comfortable with that plan.
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable at all. There's nothing comfortable about this.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll play the mountain game, but you guys are going to come and do the cage stuff with us first.
Well, it's funny because at this point, I have no ambition. Like, if that was 5 years ago, I'd been like, oh, yeah, I'll give it a whirl. Now I'm like,
no, thanks.
Man, I'm be sick that day. Whoops.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's like when Aaron sends out these texts, hey, guys, we're meeting at Red Rock, South Lot, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, damn, I got a coach today. I would so be there.
Oh, that's funny.
It's good stuff, though. It's cool you guys live nearby, so we can hit that. Too bad this guy doesn't.
I know.
You have to fly up and compete.
Yeah. I'm down.
Hang out with us.
I'm actually going to be in Colorado. I'm flying into probably Denver and heading to the same place me and TJ elk hunted this year down in, is that Craig, Colorado?
Craig?
Yeah.
So maybe while we're there, we could try to plan something before we head to Craig.
Yeah.
Because is it close to Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Actually,
dude, your mule deer this year, that was a stud.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Was that right? You get that right there?
Right.
Was that out of the back of the truck?
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but Grand Theft hunting.
Did you break dance when you came out of the car? I was like, how does that guy have that many skills?
I about slipped on the ice. That was a tough hike. Yeah.
What'd that beast score? That was a monster.
I don't know. I don't even know what it scored.
No.
Dude, it was big. I'm not a trophy hunter, but when I saw that, just the season that I've had was just taking guys out and pretty much guiding them and letting them mess my shot up. I'm pissed, But when I saw that one, I was like, dude, that's a no-brainer.
You got that with your bow, too, right? Spot and stock?
Yep.
We got to do.
So awesome.
We got to do a lot more.
And it went 10 yards.
No way.
I'm a good shot.
Wow. That is good.
Actually, what happened is it ducked. He spined it, and it was on two-wheel drive. Hey, not to get off the subject, but the guy in front of us in the blue shirt looks like Spock on, or not Spock, the medic on Star Trek.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that's who it was at first.
Yeah.
He was in
Bones.
Bones. He was in Bourne. He was trying to kill Jason Bourne. That son of a...
Dude.
You gotta love Jason Bourne. Poor guy.
Oh, that's great.
No, we certainly have to, do some competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
A little more. Dude, when you and Aaron are together,
Bad things happen.
The golden nuggets.
trash talk is in... It's like never ends. It's like
not
one
trash
after the
day,
other,
but
after the
it's
other, after the other.
We sometimes speak the truth. And
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like some guys that when they see Aaron, they get intimidated. I like Aaron. I think I've always liked Aaron. I remember shooting with Aaron at No Limits back before anything. And he was all like, we were just talking about people. And I was like, I like this guy, man. But then I started pulling my hair. I was like, damn, what are you saying about me?
There's no shortage of brown jokes.
No.
I got to stay on my toes because what that started with was before Luke or Phil or anyone else. These two, they're basically my best friends, right? But they talked it like it was their job, and they would be yelling and I don't speak Spanish. Pinche gordo huevón, and I'm like, what's that mean? You know, and all this other stuff, and we're yelling it across the 3D. I'm yelling, remember the Alamo, and they're yelling some other. Well, we were so close that nobody knew we were like brothers, right? So all these other people are like,
man, that's messed up.
You guys are crossing lines.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then we could come over, and I jump in the car with him. They're like, "You're gonna ride home with that guy?" He called you a fat white dude like 20 times. I'm like, "No, he's cool. It's all right."
It's like Frank. I'm like, "Hey, Frank, Aaron said to ask you to go grab that deal for me, and then bring it out to the front." And then he turns to me and he's like, "It's because I'm brown, isn't it?" And little jokes like that. It sort of never ends with Snyder
fun.
around.
It's good humor, man. It's
you can't have a thin skin around Aaron Snyder.
No. And I mean, the thing with like,
well, he won't last long either.
No. With Frank, it's funny because like Frank, I bought Frank's groceries. Frank had my car for a couple months. You know, I've given I don't know how much stuff to Frank, but he's
funny, man.
He's hilarious. He's a great guy.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
that's why I invited him to come out to Montana with us, and I mean. He's just fun, man. Like, if you don't like that guy, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like,
everybody likes him because he's the one guy that actually delivers it from Kafaru.
That's no lie. He was the one, like, if you need a pack, I'll be like, hey, I'm glad you're telling me what you need, but don't tell me. Call Frank because I can't get it to you. I'll forget.
So, well, we should wrap this up, guys. I want to thank you for coming on. People should go and check out Chad at Fins and Feathers with Z. Fins with a Z and Feathers with a Z.
That's right.
And Gladiators Unleashed.
Also known as Gladiators Like to Feast.
That's a good one. Now, I'll give you props on that one.
So go check those guys out and give them a follow and keep on doing what you're doing. It's neat to see you guys, take the what you gained from the MMA, like especially in terms of like global recognition, and then with your platform. Share hunting and what it means to you. So it really does touch a much larger crowd than just, kind of Aaron and I, we just kind of, it's hunting. You guys can kind of reach beyond that. So it's cool.
Man, I love it. I love the outdoors and I love sharing it with people and kind of teaching what I know to people that are beginners. We get hit up all the time, just MMA fans that have never hunted, and they're like, "Man, you made me want to start hunting."
It's got to give
awesome.
them the courage and the drive to like try it. Like, man, never
cool,
crossed their mind, and then they see somebody like you do it.
And you get a freezer full of just awesome, delicious meat.
Completely. Aaron and I have been eating all this beef jerky.
I know. I saw that over there. I was going to steal a packet.
I know.
Okay.
I can
you got to share it with Luke, though.
Out of Aaron's breath right now. I'm like this.
Yep.
Who shot this blacktail?
My friend Tom Ryle, right there on the left.
I sent that to my girlfriend.
Yep.
She said,
That's
"Who's
awesome.
the dude doing the finger bang bang from South Park?"
I got it down. I got like carpal tunnel in it.
That's right.
Oh Lord!
All right, guys.
We should go.
Thanks.
All right. Thank
Stay
you,
greedy.
In
1907, only 41,000 elk remained in North America, and in 1950, only 12,000 pronghorn remained. Today, there are more than 1 million elk and 1.1 million pronghorn. Why? Because hunting is conservation. In 1937, hunters actually requested an 11% tax on guns, ammo, bows, and arrows to help fund conservation. That tax so far raised more than $8 billion for wildlife conservation. Altogether, hunters pay more than $1.6 billion a year for conservation programs. No one gives more. It's obvious that hunters care about animals, and yet we actively hunt and kill them. Many people cannot understand this dichotomy. How can we both care about animals and also kill them? It's a question that I challenge all of you to consider. Here is an excerpt from the Gritty Bowmen film, Alberta, with a quote from Fred Bear that describes my feelings on this subject. The first shot on this buck was fatal, and it cleanly pierced his vitals, but he didn't go down. I hate to see animals suffer, and when possible, I will always shoot them again if I have the opportunity. I have tremendous respect for this buck and his will to survive. He didn't go down easy, and I have mixed emotions about that. At times like this, I am reminded of a quote by Fred Bear, which somewhat describes my thoughts on this matter. Quote, I have always tempered my killing with respect for the game pursued. I see the animal not only as a target,
but as a living creature with more freedom than I will ever have. I take that life if I can, with regret as well as joy, and with the sure knowledge that nature's way of fang and claw and starvation are a far crueler fate than I bestow. I do not hunt for the joy of killing, but for the joy of living, and the inexpressible pleasure of mingling my life, however briefly, with that of a wild creature that I respect, admire, and value. We can argue as much as we like, but the fact is, hunting is man's oldest and most successful try at life. Every human being is alive today because our ancestors hunted. So it's a relatively new phenomenon for people to regard hunting as a cruel and frivolous activity that has no worth outside of personal gratification for the hunter. The funny thing is, hunting has increased my appreciation for wild animals and wild places, not decreased it. And as I watch society lose its ties to wildlife and conservation, I feel my bond with nature grow ever stronger in direct correlation to my time spent hunting. I understand now more than ever that hunting is the greatest hope for creating the next generation of true conservationists. Never stop sharing your passion for hunting in the outdoors. Our wild animals and wild places depend on it. We thank Kifaru, Mountain Ops, Hoyt, Vortex, Phelps Game Calls, Black Eagle Arrows, and Crispy Boots for supporting the Gritty Bowmen. We love these companies and the people behind them. They truly make fantastic products. Please support them however you can. As always, good luck on your hunts and stay gritty.
This is Ty Stubblefield, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowmen.
Gritty Bowmen.